Alright, today we received a package of what I like to call training locks today. A package of American locks Series 1100. They've all got a fairly similar bitting on the key, which they start with a really low cut pin right there with several high cuts behind them. But for training lock purposes, I think these might still be just a tad too easy. So what we're going to work on today is we're going to try to toughen these up a bit. First off, I figured I'd at least try to pick one of them on camera for you. And then later we'll gut it. Alright, let's go ahead and pick this lock. The key does work pretty good. It is brand new from the factory. It's an aluminum bodied lock, mainly meant for safety tag out type purposes or low security, I'd say. But especially with the key code right there, I'm sure it's probably meant for rapid key identification in a factory setting. Definitely wouldn't be good to lock up your shed. So let's go ahead and stick my tension wrench in here. I'll just go ahead and stick it in the top of the keyway. I'll try to keep this key turned to where it's still visible in the camera. Okay, there's pin 1 and 2. Pin 3. Okay, I'm not getting a whole lot off the back of the lock here. Actually, this hook is a little bit too tall to reach those. Let's go ahead and switch hooks. Now this hook fits all the way back in there nicely. Now I definitely see I must overset somebody as I was moving back there with that bigger hook. Alright, and there we have it open. Now, I didn't talk a whole lot during that one. I was kind of staring over my camera for a better view. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this guy up. A little tight. You can tell that factory Loctite's doing its job. And dump everything out. Alright, we do have a single heavily greased anti-bypass wafer, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. I'm going to grab a paper towel and wipe a little bit of the grease off this core too, just to make it better for me to handle. Okay, let's get this other stuff out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and bring in pinning tray. You notice I've already got some pins on it, and I'm also going to go ahead and lock this up since I have the key. You got a 2-minute lock, sometimes a 10-minute C-clip. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn this like this, where the pins are on top. And I've also got another high dollar tool there. It's a cut down ink pen, and it generally makes a pretty good follower. Except I see why not in this case. I accidentally turned that all the way around. So, not a big deal. In this case, that last little pin isn't wanting to budge. So, since we're just going to repin this anyway, let's just go ahead and do it this way. Alright, pin 5. It's a serrated spool. Come on, focus. It's trying to. I got a serrated spool in pin number 4 as well. I dropped it, but we're not going to reuse it. Pin number 3 is also a serrated spool. And the other two right here just barely poking up above the shear line. It's a serrated spool on both 1 and 2, so let's go ahead and set them down on here. So that one was all spools, kind of made it easy. Let's go ahead and see what kind of pins we have for on the key. I got a standard serrated number 1. That was number 3, it's just a standard. Got a standard serrated number 2. Standard serrated number 4. And I assume another standard serrated number 5. So what we're going to do to harden this lock up a little bit is we're going to set a pin in the 6th position that actually sits right there. So let me dig out a pin kit that actually has all the different size American pins in it, and I'm going to guess at a number 5 pin to start out with. Oh, number 5's too big. So let's go with the number 4. And number 4 just barely fits. So that's exactly what you want. You want it to be flush with that shear line. So let's go ahead and dump him out in the position 6. And in the next segment, we'll be doing a few more modifications. There we go.